Okay, yeah, so salary negotiation, how to get your coins. Do we have copywriters in the house? Content writers. Okay, so like I like to know my demography. Yes, I use how to get your coins because it sounded like a good copy. How many of us want to get our coins? Okay, so at the end of my very short session, you're supposed to know the dynamics. And dynamics is in caps. Don't worry about writing, just listen. You would all get the slides. Except your writing question you want to ask me. Or if I use a big grammar, you want to know the meaning, you can write it too. Yes, to know the dynamics, because there are a lot of dynamics that goes into salary negotiations, and then to know how to sell the value that you have, because you actually have value. Say I'm valuable. I have value. It's plenty. Yeah, so let's get right into it. So a random question, and I ask questions a lot in my class, and I give gifts too. So how much do you think your skills and value worth right now? So I'm going to narrow it down. If I was okay, so let me pick volunteer instead of pointing mic. What company do you want to work? What's the biggest company you want to work? Just give me names. Meta, okay. Google. European Union. UN. IBM. You guys have big goals. I'm proud of y'all. Okay, so right now, if I was the head HR at Google and I call anybody, how much do you think that I can offer you per month and you will not feel like a fraud? Anybody? And you will not feel like a fraud. Just raise up your hand if you want to talk. So product design or something. So I say, oh, I'm offering you this per month. You know those money that when they land in your account. When you see it on paper, you're like, so how much do you think that will be for you? Anybody wants to go? Okay, I like you. Okay, so I'll take you and you. Yeah. Please, your name and like what you do then.
Success Asuka.
Hi, Success.
$1,500.
$1,500 per month, right? Okay. Please, a round of applause for Success. So, what do you do? You're still a student, so like you are not doing anything at the moment. I like your imagination. No. Hi, Vanessa. Software engineer.
Yeah, so I think per month, $30K will be fine.
Per month, 30K or per annum? I suppose ask. Okay, you want to go? No, that's fine. Please round of applause for Vanessa. 30K per month. Wow. I'm not even sure. I'm not sure that after Harvard, Bayo, what's the name of that guy? Bayo Oluse CRB. I'm not sure he ended that. Anyway.
I think $3,500.
$3,500. Please, your name.
I'm Mercy. I'm a product specialist.
Product specialist. That's the gap between customer relations and product management. Awesome. So $3,500 per month. Fair. Please, I have for everybody that contributed. I think that it's before I even go to salary, HR, compensation, starting to the HR part, it's very important that we can conceptualize money. One of the best places I've worked, of course, everybody knows, is CareerWise. And one of the great things that we did there was to let you know that like money is realistic. Like you can touch money, like you can earn it. I've done HR also for a long period of time, especially as startups. I have handled negotiation. I've realized that Nigerians are scared to ask for money. And like at the end of this session, if that's the only thing you gain, that you are no more scared to ask for money. Like I'm very happy. So far in my entire lifetime, the highest compensation I've been offered is 70K USD per annum. And I remember, I didn't get the job because if I did, of course, I would not be here. But it was, before then, someone that offered me 36K per annum plus shares, plus equity, and we'll get to the breakdown of compensation. And I'm like, are you sure you want to pay me 36K? Like, what have you seen? But it was a startup, right? They later folded, sad news. But the fact that like an established organization, I didn't even apply. They pushed me on LinkedIn. And like I was interviewing and I'm like, so they said, what's my salary expectation? Thank God I did not talk. Because I'm like, can you tell me what the budget is? They're like, it's 60 to 70K, but we are open to increasing. Increasing what? Right? So it's very important that you know how many of us have a background in economics or are studying economics accounting? It's important that you know the maximum range. So like right now, if someone offers me, and that was last year, so if someone offers me 100K USD today, like I will not feel like a fraud. Because as of last year, someone already offered me 70k USD and told me that it is possible for them to increase it. Spoiler, so far so good in my entire lifetime. The highest I've still earned is 2k USD per month. Can you see the gap? Like in my entire lifetime. In fact, right now, if you offer me a job of 2k USD, I go pray for you. But I have interviewed for a role of 70k USD. Now, does that mean that my current worth is 2k USD? No. Do you understand? It's very important that I lay this psychological foundation before we go to technicalities. Say we must make money.
We must make money.
This money, we must all make it. Awesome. Okay, I like the class already. So let's get down to the HR part. So before we even get to how to negotiate salary, HR, I know you all hate HR. Funny, people like me, I don't know why. Maybe I'm unique, I don't know. So let's talk about salary components, right? This is the most scary question. After, can we meet you? First, I'm very sure you guys had sessions on interview and all that. But did you guys have that?
Yes.
Okay, awesome. So after, can we meet you? The next scary question is, what's your salary expectation? Now, when you're talking about salary expectation, we all like name figures. I just said 2k USD per month, 100. Please, Naira is good though. Don't come and say one guy, they invited him, man of faith, but just talking in dollars, all true. Please, Naira is good, I beg. 500,000 Naira per month, There are a lot of other things that are very important. And when often in interview, when they ask me, oh, so what's your salary expectation? I throw it back at them because what's your budget? And like the next thing I ask is, what are the other components? And that's why I wanted to take you through this first. In fact, I switched it last minute because I wanted to take this first. But I felt that it's important that I take this first before I take the next one, and you will know why. Jesus, amen. Okay. Let's wait for this. Okay, awesome. Yeah, so one is net pay. Very important. Guys, do not ever negotiate in gross pay. Is there anybody on the part of HR here?
Yeah.
You tell me one.
Sorry, can you repeat? Do not ever negotiate
In gross pay. Okay, we are my HR people. Say hi. Hi. Let's grab a selfie after. Okay. We are in a good profession. Don't mind what they say. We are going to change the narrative, amen. Okay, so one of the things that I hate most in this life, in fact, 2 people forwarded. So if you know, like if you are like sort of close to me or you follow me on social media, you will know that I'm currently job searching. When people forward job to me and I see gross salary, except it's like IBM or Transcorp, I will not apply. Because I just think that you want to scam me. Why are you giving me the pay in gross salary? And because I've done payroll for a long while, I know that you can see a payroll of 12 million per annum gross, and your take home is not up to 800k per month. So do not ever negotiate in gross salary. In fact, if you can't be like me that turn down that easily just say I'm not applying. But when you see like a job description or something in gross, ask them, please, what is the net? What is that amount that will land in my account at the end of the month? Please, what it is. So first, of course, is net pay, right? That's like the net pay. Second are allowances. Now, this is my favorite part of compensations, right? There is wardrobe allowance, there is transport allowance, there is data allowance, there is internet allowance, there is travel allowance, there is leave. Sister, God will bless you. There is leave. It is very important that you are asking that, oh, okay, yeah, so you said net pay is 200k. Are there other allowances you pay? Oh, it's remote. Do you pay data allowance? Oh, I come to the office. Do you pay transport allowance? Now again, we HR are very smart. We'll put basic 50%, transport, say 10%. It's scam. The last thing we have to say is scam. Right. So it's very important that you know that allowances are actually part of your salary. Right. Next is bonuses. So ask, like, what kind of bonus do you give? Do you give performance bonus? There are companies that when a product manager ships a product, the person gets a bonus for successfully like managing product from PLD to ship. It's a long journey. For people that are in PM, they know, like, okay, we should add this feature, subtract this feature, remove, add, fight designers, fight dev. So when the product goes to life, they get bonuses. If you're in roles like sales, tech sales, etc., like they get bonuses. And then extras. I just wrote extras because I was doing this slide in the midnight. I'm like, what more go? But like extras are actually a whole lot. You could get there are companies that pay like you got married, they give you allowance. Yeah, you lose someone, they give you like allowance. There is you want HMO, God bless you, insurance, like there are a lot of extras. Housing allowance. So it's very important that you know, like this, the objectives of this slide is for you to know that 200k that you're earning at the month is just one of the many components of your salary, and to ensure that like you're not lowballed, right? So when you are, when they say, oh, so your net pay is 400k per month or 800k per month, ask like, what are the other things that you have, right? And you can negotiate it. We've changed a whole policy of an organization before because we wanted to hire two talents and both of them were negotiating the same thing. Like, I'm not joking, guys. We changed our 13th salary from 50% to 100%. Yeah, because we were hiring an head of legal and head of compliance. They were coming from corporate. And they were like, sorry, in corporate, this is what we earn. And then now, and like, I had a chat with the managers, but that, hey, we've tried to fill this role. We've been on it for like 2 months now. Now that we found someone you want, do you want to let go of them because of this? And then like, I'm a strong believer of like fairness, right? So it meant that if we were implementing it for the two of them, we are going to implement it, across the whole unit. So do not think that, oh, this stuff does not exist. Yeah, clap for me, clap for me. I'll take it. Thank you. So do not, I have a friend, her name is Piel Nwazegwe. Is anybody from Unilag here? Yeah, Unilag Law. Okay, awesome. Yeah, so Piel is like one of your outstanding alumnus. Yeah. She's my friend. You can follow her on Instagram. If you're like a career person, you're in law, IP, etc. She used to work at TikTok. Now she works with a company that works with Meta. She'll be like, oh, if something does not exist, they can create it for her. Like, that's literally her belief. When she's negotiating, like, it does not exist, no problem. I'm going to ask for it anyway. Maybe they would create for me. And that's really the mentality you want to have when you are discussing money. Because trust me, an employer's job is to get the best value at the most affordable cost. Right. I don't want to delve a lot. These are some of the factors you should consider when negotiating salary. One, what industry is the company? I'm going to shade some industries, sorry, in advance, in case you have uncle, auntie, brothers, and sisters working there. So I'm going to pick product specialist. So there is a term I call, I'm not seeing it anywhere, so maybe I'll call it, it probably exists somewhere, but there's something I call paying power of companies. So you know how, if you're a lawyer here, you have uncles that are lawyer, you know how all your friends, when they have law issue, they just call you. So I'm that guy, all my friends, when they have HR issue, boom, Emmanuel, my HR has done this. Emmanuel, I have this offer. My sister, God bless you. I can't take this yet. Is it 5? No, it's fine. But yeah, thank you. So I'm that guy that I call, and I used to tell them that, oh, like, what's the paying power of the organization? Sometimes, like, your employer is not trying to cheat you. They can't just pay. One of the questions I ask is, like, when they join an organization is like, the person that is earning the most, how much is the person earning? I know a very big publishing house. I'm not going to mention them. So one of my friends worked there. So I was telling her that, oh, so how far now? You spent 1 year plus. You're going to 2 years. As your salary increased. She was like, yes, now. You moved from 139 to 156. I'm like, and they was like, oh, I was supposed to like a movement to 200. It was like, oh, the highest person is never any 200. So that just shows you that even if you are like the topmost of the organization, the best you're going to earn is 200k. So it's very important that you know like the industries where the company you are interviewing with is. What's the general paying power of that industry? One, how do they even perceive the role that you are applying for? Do you know that a creative designer at Piggyvest and a creative designer at Mono might not do the same thing? A creative designer at Piggyvest, for instance, might just churn strictly designs, like not even 3D, HD, Happy New Year design, new product announcement design, customers week design. We launched a new product design. And? God bless you. And a creative designer at Mono might have to shoot video, might have to collaborate with product design to do 3D Figma on their app. So it's very important that you do not just pay attention to the job title, but to the job description. I'd say that again. It's very important that you do not just pay attention to the job title, but to the job description. In my HR, there was one role that I didn't even apply. Okay, no, I applied. I applied because my friend was on my neck. No problem. I'm gonna apply. So I applied, and of course they heard me. So I went to look for the recruiter on LinkedIn, and I said, "Hey, are you people now? I put out this role. I applied for this role, and you didn't call me." So she checked my application, and then they checked my LinkedIn, and she was like, "You are bigger than this role." I'm like, "It's a senior recruiting manager. It has senior and it has manager. How are you saying I'm bigger than you? I'm not that big." But she was like, "Oh yeah, but this role is 60% recruitment and 40% operations. And that my last 2 roles have been in lead roles where I've done a lot of strategy. And they felt I might struggle to come back to operations. That's why they didn't call me." I mean, I asked for the salary range and it wasn't pleasant, so I didn't pursue the conversation. But just so you know that you see senior and you see manager does not mean that the job is that managerial. And sometimes you will also see some small roles, and then, for example, again, the place I've worked longest was Carrywise. At Carrywise, our growth marketing managers, I mean, both of them are in the UK now, just so you know. So you can imagine the kind of work that they did. As like 2021, 2022, our growth marketing managers would easily stroll into growth lead of any startup in Nigeria, just because of the kind of work, the kind of intensity, the kind of demands of their deliverables. And they were growth marketing managers, and we were underpaying them. Do you get it? Because I mean, they literally moved from Kaiwise to the UK. Both of them got the global talent visa. So you can imagine the kind of work that they have done that's positioned them enough, equipped them to get the global talent, right? So that means that they're probably doing what head of growth somewhere is doing. I saw one role recently. 7 years experience, must have SPHRI or GPHR, salary range 500 to 700. You also, now, and that's why I hate telling people I'm looking for a job. Because I don't know if this happened to you. Immediately tell them, I'll forward you. Oh, wishi. Do you know how much I paid for my GPHR? In 2021, I paid like $700 or something. I am supposed to pay me $700K per month. Where are you and your $700K? You should get out. I'm not going to end that. Hello? Right? So, what certifications do you have that aligns with the role? I'm going to use corporate because that's where I know a lot of certifications. But I'm very sure that they exist in even the creative. Right? You've done this course with Google, you've done this course with Audacity, you've completed a program with Product Dive. Is it beans that you spent? No. You did ICANN, you burnt night candles, you did ACCA. Some people went extra and did CFA. Now say a financial analyst, 5 to 7 years experience, 500K. Where you should keep your money? Right? So it's very important that you look at, and that's why I did not just say certifications. I said relevant certifications. So what are the certifications that you have so you've paid $1,500 to take an IP course with Harvard Law School or all this. I know that Oxford and Harvard have a lot of associate courses that you can take, like Harvard X. I've seen it on LinkedIn. LinkedIn, that's another story. Anyway, but if you look at all these certifications, I do think that they align with the role. Please use them when you are negotiating. You want to give me paper? I'm not worried. I go on now. I'm not worried, man. Next, what years of experience do you have? So let me quickly explain this. Again, this is very Titi Lopo, you're very important to me. This is industry secret. So I don't know, this would probably not be for beginners, but beginners today are like mid-level and senior managers tomorrow. So also hold it in your left hand. When you see a job description and they say 3 to 6 years experience, it means that they have budget for 6 years experience. And even when you have 3 years experience, you can earn what that 6 years person is earning. I say that again. If you see a role, let me use 3 to 5 to manage the range. If you see a role, they say, 3 to 5 years experience in product management, 3 to 5 years experience in people operations, 3 to 5 years experience in financial analyst. It means that the budget for that role will be for someone that has 5 years experience. Now, if you have 3 years experience and you can sell yourself, you can negotiate your way, you can earn what they had budgeted for the 5 years experience. That's the message I'm trying to like pass across here. And like I've seen it happen to me as a talent, and then for me as a recruiter. I've paid people that have 2 years experience, both like 4 years experience. I've hired someone because she lowballed herself during the salary negotiation. I paid her the maximum of the range, and then I increased her salary by 40% after 3 months. Yeah, because she was that good, and she had like 1.5 years experience on paper. But that 1.5 years, the thing where this babe don't design, she's trying one of the best product designers I've hired, like my entire short tech cycle, about 4 years. Right? So do not, I don't know, I hope you get the point. The last point is very important. I decided to use Twitter lingo because everybody's now asking what you bring to the table. So there are a lot of things you should know. There's something that we used to say when I was at CareerWise, and I think when I was at GE too, that when we hire a talent, we hire their entirety. So, what's the sweet's name? Tell me your name. Let me see how you sweet.
Claudia.
Eh? Claudia. Claudia is a beautiful name. Someone is
special.
Your name is special. Sweet. Wow. Something special. What do you do? What do you do? Front-end developer. Awesome. So let's say that I'm about to hire Special, right? She's a front-end developer. But before she focused on front-end, she was doing Figma. Figma Ojao. So she has like a very strong background in design. What I hired her for is front-end. But like, her design foundation is very strong. When I'm hiring her, even though I'm hiring her as a front-end developer, I'm also hiring the design part of her. Because her design thought process will come to play when she's pushing products, when she's designing a landing page. And the sort of experience she would give me immediately, again, back to value. The sort of value she would give me immediately is totally different from someone who just got out of school, started learning, what's the language that people write in front-end? JS, Abby. And I'm not even shady the person that just came out of school and started learning JS. It just means that the fact that she has done design, there's something extra she brings to the table. Remember that company that I said they paid me $2,000? Again, I didn't apply to the company. It was a referral. Someone pushed me, someone referred me. I should got there. So I had to send my CV. You know how they say, oh yeah, attach your CV. So me, when they say send my CV, I don't used to send my CV. I used to write like big English. I like big English. So one of the things that I'd written was that every startup loves to hire a builder or a seller. I am both. I remember like during the interview, like the co-founder made reference to that statement. And I'm like, oh yeah, I'm both. Like I built culture and processes in places. And I'm also a seller because if I'm working in your organization, everybody will know. Because the way I go carry the amateur on my head there, that's something I bring to the table that like not other talents bring. And I always sell it. And in my next interview, I'm going to sell it. That you're not just hiring me as Emmanuel Faith, the HR professional. You're hiring my entire brain. You're hiring my social capital. Because I'm going to lend my social capital when you need to make some runs or connections, right? If you're in sales, I don't like, it's one of the things I watch out for when we hire for like sales role. We want to know the places that they've worked, the kind of network that they have. Because when you're selling is about like networking, relationships, right? So I want to be sure that first you go out a lot. You attend mixers, you attend tech gatherings, you attend investors gatherings. I don't want to give you people recruiting secrets. But there are some roles that people actually, when you hear that, oh, recruiters go to social media, it's not just for it's not for a vindictive intent. Like I'm not looking for an horrible tweet that you made. I'm actually also deliberately looking for what are the people that are associated with you. What are the people you are associated with? What kind of events have you attended? What kind of events were you a panelist? What kind of event did you speak at? Have you published a paper? Is there an industry where you are perceived as an authority? Are there important people that have associated with you in the past or lent them your social capital? So like it's not just, don't worry, I'm not looking for just that evil post or that one where you're wearing bikini on the beach. No. I'm actually looking for what are the other things that I can get when I hire this person, and how am I sure that this person is not going to like cause my company scandal in the nearest future? Do you get? So like a quick recap of this is one, I've already talked about the paying power of industries. Always know that industries have paying power, and sometimes some company cannot just go above it, they can't afford it, right? It's not their fault. What does the job description say? The important point here is that you should know that there's a difference between job titles and job descriptions. Third is what relevant certifications do you have? Then what years of experience do you have? Again, I've also explained the range. You can earn a 5 years experience pay, with your 3 years experience. I did an interview with one of the biggest hotels and like hospitality units in Nigeria, and the man asked me an interesting question. I really respected him for asking me the question. He said, "Oh, why did I write a certain certification when I wrote it? Because that certification is written by people that have 6 years experience and more." I said, "Oh well, sir. As at that time, even though I had 3 years experience, I was already doing the job of people that had 6, 7 years experience. So I wanted to match my level of activities with my level of competence. That's why I went for this certification. Like, that's awesome, right? So that means that as I did, I was probably earning what someone that had 7 years, 8 years experience. And that's why when I see some job like that, I'm like, why are you forwarding it to me now? I don't pass this level. Not because I have like that lot of experience, but because in the short experience that I had, I've done a lot. And that's why I gave the illustration of that designer that spent just 1.5 years, but like what she has done, God. Some people 4 years on design, now only Twitter now is the savvy make. Anyway, the other last point is like what other things? Like just think of your entirety. Is it your connection? Is it additional skills? Are there skills that you have? There's a guy that I hired. We hired him as I can't even remember anymore, product manager. But this guy had a product design background. So when he's talking to product designer, hey, I need this landing page, and the guy would just literally design landing page. I'll be like, hey, oh yeah, please look at it. Is it okay? And we hired him as product manager. We pay him as a product manager. And this guy did a whole lot of product design job that we did not send him, but that helped him get his job done faster. Do you get? If I was that guy, the way I go take negotiate my pay, right? So remember again, we must make money, amen. Remember the psychological foundation I laid. Do not feel shy to name a price. Now, again, I'm very sure that you guys have had like very interesting sessions like capacity building, interviews. So I'm not saying, hey, like bobo people. And remember the question I asked, I said, how much will they offer you that you will not feel like a fraud? That means that like I am assuming that you have some certain skills and some certain abilities that you bring to the table. Again, companies pay, okay, I even wrote it there. The companies pay you for the potential value you bring to the table. So like that means that you are valuable. If you are not valuable, you not even get to interview stage. Your CV will be in junks. Right? So the fact that you got to interviews, if I'm teaching, when I teach like classes on AC interviews, one of the things that I try to like drum to the attendees' mind is when you get to the interview stage of anything in this life, you are good enough. Like it is not feasible. I applied for a fellowship last year. When I got to the interview stage, like my friend who is like an admission officer in Oxford was already saying, choose this university, don't choose this university. Because she was already talking like I had gotten the scholarship. So when I thought I got the rejection, I was like, what happened? So anything in this life, immediately you get to the interview stage, you are good enough to get it. And then, there are other dynamics that come, competition, allocation, interviewers, bias, and all that. This is not his interview class. Now, back to this. Do not feel shy to name a price. Just remember this slide before you name your price. What's the industry? So do not feel shy that you interviewed with UBA and they told you this customer experience role, repair our phone, they cost 170K. You now go to Carrywise. You are now saying 170K. Don't say I told you. As at the time I left Carrywise, the least amount, like a full-time staff at Carrywise, least anybody earned was 300K. Least. So you cannot like name a price, the price that you name for GT for Carrywise. And like Carrywise is not the best paying tech company in Nigeria. I can tell you that for sure. Do you understand? So it's very important, industry. What the job description says, Then, yeah, I already talked through this. And that's it. Thank you, people.